Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Ireland Bound. And like I told you in the previous one, this was a bit different, wasn't it? That was my road trip to find my ancestors. Come to find out, Holly had some ancestors that were born there, but they came to Texas, and but they were like a different time than when my ancestors were there. But we were looking for a cemetery for a particular cemetery. It was called the Old Laodicea Cemetery. It was in Thaxton in Ponotoc County, Mississippi. There was just one problem. When I got there to the end, showing the trees going by, and it said, "Did we miss it?" No, we didn't miss it. It was on private property. Yeah, it was on private property. So we didn't get to go into it like I was hoping. So I was looking down. I've got a thing here. Holly, my friend that I went to see, she is a little better at looking things up than I am because she's been doing it a little bit longer. And I, I had gotten us as far as Ponotoc, but she actually found, quote unquote, the cemetery. It's just when we got down there and got to where it was supposed to be, like I said, it was on private property, and come to find out, the private property was in the middle of a wildlife, um, not preserve, wildlife, no, national forest is a national forest or a state forest, something like that. So we didn't actually get to go in and to see it. We would have to figure out who owned it now. But we did find out some interesting things. One of my relatives we know for certain is buried there, and I'm trying to pull down to him. His name was Benjamin Huckabee, and he was like a many times great uncle. We were actually searching for his parents, John and I'd have to pull it up to remember, and I don't want to pull out of this file because it took me a while to get to it. But I had a pair of grandparents that died in Ponotoc County, and the chances are pretty good they're buried somewhere in the cemetery, maybe in an unmarked grave. But their son Benjamin, he was buried here, along with several other people. There were other names there. Maples. There was like a Sarah Jane Maples event. There was Brummett's, Quarter, Gardner's, Hills, and there's another one that says Elizabeth Betsy Wilder Maples. So apparently those were some other families in the area. There's a Pittman, some Polks, several Polks in all truth. Um, like I said, there was a lot of people apparently that were buried in this cemetery. There's also one that says infant unknown, Jeffy unknown, Ani unknown. So apparently they just had like one name that was put on them, and that's all that it had. Let's see. I was trying to find. She found some other history too, and I was trying to find that other history. So bear with me for a moment. Um, Cemetery directory. I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Um, Obituary records. My thing just okay. There it goes. My screen went dead on me for a moment. Worst thing in the world that you can expect is when you're trying to do something and your screen goes dead. But it came back. It came back, so we're good. Um, like I said, I'm trying to find the history of the cemetery because she found it, and so basically, there's around 30 people that are buried there. Let's see. Old Laodicea Cemetery memorials. Let's see, back to cemetery. Let's go back to the previous page. Maybe there's something on there. And I have a kitty boy that's fixing to love on my camera tripod again. Uh, Ignore him. Ignore him. But yeah, keep going, boy. Keep going. I love my cats. Last time you was trying to chew on my tripod, also. Um, there's several other cemeteries, but like I said, this one actually was the only one that we could find with a family member buried in it. Um, I might have to go to something else entirely because I'm not finding a history here. Um, More search options. Give me a second. Let me look at that one. See what I'm finding. Taking it up here a little more where I'm actually more looking at the camera. I keep trying to find a cemetery history uh, about gets the direction, cemetery ID, members have contributed, but I'm not finding the history here. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is it. Maybe yeah, this might be what I'm looking for. So give me a second here. I'm going to change a different direction. My hand's getting tired of holding. I know, I know. I need another tripod, right? Let's go with like 2 or 3 tripods. Maybe I can film myself in 3 different directions at once. Okay, the old Laodicea Cemetery is located in the southwest corner of the northwest quarter of Section 32, Township 8, Range 1, East Ponotoc County, Mississippi, at the end of an old road running north about 800 to 900 feet from Hobby Co-op Road. Scotty and Tracy Smithy now own the land where the cemetery is located, and a portion of the old road now crosses their driveway and side yard. The cemetery was created around 1860 by the Laodicea Primitive Baptist Church. I have mentioned that my family seems to have a very strong connection with Baptists, haven't I? My dad was a Baptist preacher. Several members of my family have been Baptists. Some of the research I found, some of my ancestors came from like the old world over here and started Baptist churches. So it seems that the Baptists are just a very big part of my family history. Okay, anyways, Primitive Baptist Church. The earliest legible markers date to the 1860s, with many gravesites marked with sand rocks, petrified wood, or bricks. So probably the ones like that they're talking about that are just marked with those things, those at least 2 of those might be my ancestors. It's a possibility. Um, let's see, get back. Okay, most burials occurred between 1870 and 1900, although one is dated 1934. The second Laodicea Primitive Baptist Church was built about 1860 and was located on the east side of the cemetery, most likely across an old road. The first church building was a log structure located near Thaxton, Mississippi, according to church records. The cemetery is approximately 100 feet by 100 feet and fenced in with a barbed wire fence for unknown reasons. A third church building was constructed in 1881 about 2.5 miles southwest of the old cemetery in Lafayette Springs, Mississippi. The old cemetery continued to be used until around 1900, when a new cemetery was created a few hundred yards southeast of the new church. The cemetery is now known as the Lafayette Springs Cemetery. Now, Lafayette is another word that I saw in some of my family history. Um, I mean, it all seems to be connected. Now, this is where we get back. Now, you remember I mentioned Benjamin Huckabee was one of my many times great uncles. Says in 1879, William Huckabee, who, if I remember right, I haven't looked at it, is actually one of my direct ancestors. That's like one of my many times great grandfathers. Sold the land upon which the cemetery is located to M.F. Turner. So if he sold it, then that means he owned it. And if he owned it, that's probably where the grandparents were that I was looking for. So, considering, like I said, there were some unmarked graves, and there is a Huckabee that is already buried there, and it was owned by a Huckabee. Possibility. The two grandparents that I was looking for are probably buried in that cemetery. It's on private land. I can't get to it. Let's see. Let's see. There was that. Okay. The cemetery is located, or was, quit playing with my tripod. Okay, let me go back. I'm just going to have to start again. In 1879, William Huckabee sold the land upon which the cemetery is located to M.F. Turner, but with a reserve of 4 acres of the southwest corner. It is presumed that this 4 acres was reserved for the cemetery, although the cemetery only occupies about a quarter of an acre. So it sounds like he set out enough land for more people to be buried. It's just that they hadn't been. It says no other deed records could be found in Ponotoc County regarding church ownership of the cemetery. William Huckabee moved to and died in Texas, but his brother Benjamin Huckabee is buried in the old cemetery, as also is M.F. Turner. And then it says a new metal entrance gate and sign were erected in 2017. Um, and of course, I have a picture. I took a screenshot of the cemetery and the sign. So it was added by Ben Smith, who I think it said that he is the current owner of it. Um, I can't even find that now, but yeah, yeah, I can't find it. I'd have to read through it a little bit slower. I'm trying to read through too fast. I'm trying to do one of those scan reads, and whenever I do, I never do a good job. But yeah, so apparently the cemetery was owned by my relatives. And like I said, that means that there is a very good chance that cat quit trying to eat the tripod. That means a very good chance that my relatives are buried there, besides Benjamin. It didn't say, and like I said, when we actually started looking in my records for my family, all it said was that my grandparents were in unmarked graves. And they said that there were graves that were marked by pieces of like petrified wood, which is actually prominent in Mississippi, or by bricks or by rocks, just something outlining that there was someone there. And of course, there was 3 of them that just had a single name. So who knows? Maybe that was my relatives in those unmarked graves. Might have been some other people, but I don't know for certain. But I do know part of my relatives are there. If there's a way to find out for certain, short of digging up the graves. Okay, I mean, I don't want to go. It's not worth it for that to dig up the bodies just to try and find some usable DNA in some really, really old bones that have been laying there for more than 150, probably close to 200 years, just to say, yep, that's where my ancestors are buried. You know, like I said, I feel in my heart that since it was owned by a relative and a relative is buried there, that the chances are exceptionally good that the great, however many great, I think it's 3 or 4 great grandparents are buried there. You know, I really do feel that. One of the interesting things, John, one of them that I was looking for, in his death records, it mentioned the fact that he died because of 2 horses. It doesn't say anything more than that. The 2 horses like get too close to each other and squish him in the middle. Where the 2 horses run away, and he was trying to slow them down on the back of a wagon. You know, did he step out in front of 2 horses that were part of a runaway wagon and get ran over by them? You know, I mean, it just said he died because of 2 horses, which who knows? You know, who knows what happened? But yeah, like I said, it just that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to find those relatives. Uh, Truthfully, it was interesting to be that close but not be there. You know, the current owners, as considering that in 2017 at least, they had put up a new fence and a new sign above it. That kind of gives me hope that they're taking really good care of my ancestors and the other people there. Because I mean, there were other names. You know, my ancestor might have owned it, but there were other names listed there. So you know, there were several people that they're looking after, that they're taking care of. You know, and honestly, I really would like to go there, to go to the gravesite. I mean, like I said, if nothing else, to pay respect to my many time great uncle. But if I never do, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But it was still, it was a fun trip. Holly and I, we had a good time. We laughed a lot. We had an enjoyable time with it. You know, as you do whenever you're hanging out and running with a friend. So, you know, like I said, it was just a fun time. She got to be in an area that some of her relatives lived in. I got to be in an area some of my relatives lived in, and it was the same area. And with Holly and me, that was kind of like, you know, that just made our bond a little bit tighter there. You know, I mean, we had a few good jokes with it, especially when we hit the gravel road. I won't go into that because that is a road trip joke between her and me. So, but yeah, when we got into the gravel road part of it, I think that's when we started having the most fun. But you know, like I said, it was a nice trip, and I appreciate Holly taking the time. I mean, we were up there, we were at Tupelo, we went to see Elvis's birthplace, and Ponotoc County was like right next to it. It was just a few miles west of it. So, I mean, we didn't have to go far out of our way. We just had an adventure getting there. But, anyways, I know it's been a while. So, just to remind anybody who's watching and you haven't, I need you to subscribe, hit the red button. Make sure that you're going to get all my stuff. You know, you might go ahead and pull up the bell thing there. Make sure that it says all, so that way, anytime that I post something, you can get it. We definitely want you to get it when I'm posting. You know, thumbs up, give me a like. You know, also too, make sure you leave a nice comment for me. Uh, Maybe your own adventures you've had trying to find a relative. Uh, you know, how far have you gone to find a relative? Because I mean, that was a few hundred miles. That was a few hundred miles that I went to find mine. Uh, In fact, I crossed over a couple of state lines to get there too. But like I said, it was a fun trip. Also, too, please don't forget, I have a Facebook page. In fact, the screenshots that I took I'm going to put onto the page of uh, the research that I did for the graveyard. So that way, if you want to really stop and look at it, go over there. In fact, you know what? While you're over there, hit the follow button and follow me on my page, Ireland Bound, same name as my channel. And then that way, whenever I put stuff like that up, you can be right there. You can see it, and like I said, you might go through and you might find some names, and look it up, find the graveyard yourself, and if you have family in that area, maybe they're buried next to mine. I mean, like I said, Holly's family was born in that area, and they came to Texas also. Like most of John and I can't remember John's wife. Hold on a second. I just realized I'm no longer in the app. I can look it up. I can look it up. I can look it up. Give me a second. I just got to go in. Yeah. So, or maybe you've got some Huckabees in your family. Did any of them spend any time in Ponotoc? Maybe we're related. Let's see. I believe. Nope. Wrong part of the family. Uh, I just gotta find the right part of the family. And I still haven't found it. Give me a second. Oops. Sorry, didn't mean to hit you there. I don't think it's. I'm having trouble finding them. I think I'm looking too quickly. I'm not taking my time. I'm trying to look in the area where I'm thinking I remember people at, and it's not working. You know, you get to a point when your tree gets so big you can't find them anymore. You have to really work at it because give me a moment. I know, dead air, don't have dead air. That's what they're always saying. Uh, I know it's from my mom's side of the family, and I'm not finding it. Oh my word. Okay, I didn't. See, it's like I keep hitting this standstill because I didn't think. Nope, it's not up there. I'm losing family members. Don't tell me it was. Nope, we are on Grandpa's part. I thought that. I know I saw the name. Of course, also too, as I have discovered, sometimes my the ancestry on my phone doesn't stay as updated as the ancestry on my tablet. Anyways, tell you what, it when I find it. Wait a minute, is it up here? Nope, not up there. Okay. Um, when I find it, I will put it on my Facebook page. See, now you gotta watch my Facebook page to see if I find the Huckabee name again. So, see, there's a good reason. Now you really have to go to Facebook. You have to like, put a like and put a follow on it, so that way, like I said, you'll get all the updates. When I post something, it'll come through on your feed, and then that way, when I do find the connection, like I said, I can find it on my tablet, but for some reason I have trouble finding the stuff on my phone now, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I do all the changes on my tablet, and not on my phone or what. You think that they would coordinate together, but for some reason they don't always do that. So um, when I get off here, I will find it on my tablet. I will put it on my Facebook page. So go like me on Ireland Bound on Facebook, and then that way, you'll know where I'm at, and you'll know it's my page because it always has a butterfly. I know what's the deal with the butterflies. New life. You eat a bunch, you go to bed looking ugly, and you wake up looking beautiful, right? So, anyways, but if it has a butterfly on the little profile picture, the yeah little profile picture that goes up, then you know that you've got the right page and that it's mine. When I figure out how to do links, I will do a link for you. That way you can hit it. But until then, please go over there and find that, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.